In the city of Benin, there was a young woman named Amara. Amara was only 26 years old. She worked as a cleaner in one of the biggest office buildings in the city. Every morning, she woke up before 4:30 a.m., walked nearly an hour to work because she could not always afford transport, and spent the whole day cleaning floors, toilets, windows, and offices. Life had never been kind to her. She had no brothers, no sisters, no rich relatives, only hope. Every month, after paying her tiny rent and buying food, she had almost nothing left. Sometimes she slept hungry, but she never complained. God sees everything, she always whispered to herself. One rainy Monday morning, Amara finished cleaning the first floor of the office building. As she prepared to leave after work, her manager stopped her. "You missed the spot in the conference room yesterday," he shouted. "I'm sorry, sir. I'll clean it immediately." The manager shook his head. "You cleaners are all the same. Lazy." The harsh words hurt Amara deeply, but she remained silent. She cleaned the room again before quietly leaving the building. Outside, dark clouds covered the sky. Heavy rain began to fall. Most people quickly entered taxis or buses, but Amara had no money for transport. She wrapped her old sweater over her head and began walking home. As she reached a lonely road beside an old park, she noticed something strange. An elderly man had fallen beside the roadside. People walked past him without stopping. Some looked at him and laughed. Others pretended not to notice. One man even said, "He's probably drunk." But Amara could see the fear in the old man's eyes. She immediately ran toward him. "Grandpa, are you okay?" she asked gently. The old man struggled to breathe. "My legs. I can't stand." Without thinking about her own tired body, Amara placed his arm around her shoulder and slowly helped him sit under a nearby tree to keep him away from the rain. "You are soaked because of me," the old man said weakly. She smiled. "Don't worry about me." She removed the only scarf she owned and gently wiped the rainwater from his face. Then she looked around for help. Cars continued driving past. Nobody stopped. Finally, she waved down an old taxi. The driver rolled down his window. "I don't have money," Amara admitted honestly. "But this old man needs help. Please take him to the nearest hospital. I'll find a way to pay you later." The driver looked at her for a moment. Then he smiled. "You remind me of my daughter. Get in." At the hospital, the doctors quickly attended to the old man. While waiting outside, Amara sat quietly on a bench. Her stomach growled with hunger. She had spent the little money she planned to use for dinner to buy medicine the doctors said the old man urgently needed. Hours later, the old man opened his eyes. He looked around the room. "Where is the young lady?" he asked. A nurse smiled. "She's still outside, waiting for you." The old man was surprised. "She stayed?" "Yes." When Amara entered the room, the old man smiled warmly. "My daughter, thank you." She smiled back. "I'm just happy you're feeling better." The old man reached into his pocket and brought out a thick bundle of cash. "Please take this." Amara quickly stepped back. "No, Grandpa. I didn't help you because I wanted money." The old man's eyes widened. In all his years, he had never met someone who refused money so sincerely. "At least tell me your name." "My name is Amara." "And where do you work?" "I'm just a cleaner." The old man nodded slowly. "I hope we meet again." Amara smiled politely. "Take care of yourself." She quietly walked away, never knowing that the man she had just saved was one of the richest businessmen in the country. A man whose companies owned shopping malls, hotels, office towers, and nearly half the city. As she disappeared into the rain, the old man watched from the hospital window. Then he made a phone call. Find that young woman, he said calmly. I don't care how long it takes. I want to know everything about her. Little did Amara know, her life was about to change forever. The next morning, Amara woke up before sunrise as usual. Nothing had changed. Her tiny room was still empty, except for an old mattress, a small wooden table, and a single cooking pot. She smiled anyway. Thank you, God, for another day, she whispered. She put on her faded blue cleaner's uniform and began the long walk to work. She never imagined that several people were quietly watching her. A black luxury SUV was parked across the street. Inside sat two men wearing expensive suits. One of them spoke into his phone. Sir, we found her. The elderly businessman smiled from his office. Good. Do not tell her who I am. I want to know what kind of person she really is. For the next 7 days, the old man had people observe Amara from a distance. They discovered something surprising. Every morning, she greeted the security guards with a smile. She helped an elderly fruit seller carry heavy baskets before going to work. She shared her lunch with another cleaner, who often had nothing to eat. Whenever she saw someone crying, she stopped to encourage them. She did all these things when nobody was watching. Each evening, the investigators sent their reports to the old man. After reading them, he smiled. Kindness like this cannot be bought. A few days later, the old man decided to test her himself. He dressed in simple old clothes, so nobody would recognize him. Then he walked to the office building where Amara worked. She was cleaning the reception floor when she noticed him. Good afternoon, Grandpa, she said warmly. The old man smiled. Good afternoon, my daughter. I've been working for a long time. I'm very thirsty. Without hesitation, Amara opened her small lunch bag. Inside was the only bottle of water she had brought for herself. She handed it to him. Please drink. But what about you? The old man asked. I'll be fine, she replied with a smile. The old man slowly drank the water while watching her carefully. Again. She expected nothing in return. Just then, the office manager appeared. His face immediately became angry. What is this? He pointed at the old man. Why are beggars standing inside my building? The old man quietly lowered his head. Amara stepped forward. Sir, he only needed some water. The manager frowned. I don't care. Get him out now. Several office workers stopped to watch. Some laughed. Others shook their heads. Amara gently held the old man's arm. It's okay, Grandpa. I'll walk outside with you. As they reached the entrance, the old man looked at her. He stood up for me. She smiled. My mother always taught me that every human being deserves respect. Those words touched the old man's heart deeply. Later that afternoon, something unexpected happened. A black luxury SUV slowly entered the company parking lot. Another one followed. Then another. Employees rushed to the windows. Who is visiting? Is it a government official? No, it's someone much bigger. The office manager quickly adjusted his tie and hurried outside. Several men in expensive suits stepped out of the vehicles. Then the elderly man slowly emerged. But this time, he was no longer dressed like a poor old traveler. He wore an elegant tailored suit, polished shoes, and a luxury watch. Everyone froze. The office manager's face turned pale. One employee whispered, "That's Mr. Adewale, the billionaire, the owner of this building." Silence covered the entire compound. The old man looked directly at Amara. She stared at him in complete shock. "Grandpa?" He smiled gently. "Yes, my daughter. I came back because I made you a promise." The manager suddenly realized who Amara had helped. Fear filled his face. He knew his life was about to change.